Most creators and service providers basically they are feeling burned out when it comes to creating their content. You might experience this if you're a coach, consultant, or a service provider, and you find that you need to become a creator in order to generate leads, more sales, and increase trust with, you know, potential clients. So in this video, I'm just gonna break down how you can build a system or a process in place. It's basically plug and play that you can go out and apply it in your own business. So that way you know how to you can basically create your content. You do it in the most efficient and effective way as humanly possible without the cost of, let's say hiring a videographer or a production agency, or hiring someone full time. If you're looking to do this on your own, whereas you need some sort of help or guidance, this video is for you. Obviously, we do this as an agency service as well. So I work with clients in my city where I'm from. So I'm located in Australia, a city called Adelaide. So we service our clients over here. We also can help businesses done for you approach like an agency. However, in this video specifically, I'm going to talk about how you can do this on your own, whereas you still might need some sort of guidance or help when it comes to creating your content. So what you need to realize is that you need to understand all the phases. It's basically the same as any service provider, whether you go after someone helping you with buying your next home, or an architect designer, or a mortgage broker. They all have different phases, and same thing when it comes to content creation. You have ideally 4 phases. So step number 1 is your content planning. This is your pre-production. So what you actually have to do is that finding out or specifying who your ideal client profile already is. So if you're not super clear on who that person is, I would highly recommend getting more clear. So once you already know your ideal client, and this is people that you're already working, so find out who is your best client in your business. How can you attract more of those people? So now we know who we're talking to. We need to create a type of content that attracts them. So how can we create the type of content that attracts them? Is when we actually create content that resonate with them. It feels like you're already speaking to these people. It feels very genuine. It feels like it's the message is actually pretty much like resonating with where they're at. So you speak their problem, you speak their desire, you creating top of the funnel, the top of it's like tofu, the top of the funnel, the awareness type of content. You making people become aware of their pain points, of their challenges, of their desired goal, giving educational content, tips that can help them, solve that problem. Now, the way you want to do it, you want to give a little bit of value up front in this content without going too crazy in depth. So when you create awareness type of content, people instantly they view you as an expert. They be like, oh, okay, I'm watching this guy's video. I instantly trust him. I instantly, want to apply this advice that he actually give me. And don't be afraid to give a little bit of advice or educational content that they can get small wins. So to bring it to practice, let's say you're a personal development coach and you're within the niche of personal trainer, right? Fitness. And you want to help guys become athletic and stronger. You could create content around, their diet, how they can track their calorie, how they can, increase the endurance, the performance at the gym, morning routine, to something that I would find valuable. Like if you were a personal trainer, I would say you could create, like for guys, you could create video content on how you can actually be stronger in the gym. I think that's pretty valuable. So how you can get up in the morning and you feel refreshed, maybe a cold shower, maybe how you get in the mood of doing 50 or 100 push-up, having that strength endurance. Those could be great topic, and how to get that dream shredded physique, the Greek god physique, content around that. And that's sort of educational, but again, that's the top of the funnel. You can educate them, you can talk about the pain point, if those sort of stuff, the top of the funnel. And then we have the middle and the bottom of the funnel, where you have your offer video, where you have your testimonials, you have your case studies, you promoting your low ticket course or your high ticket program, you booking them for a strategy call, things like that. Now, in terms of like having a streamlined process to do your content creation, like I said in the earlier of the video, you want the phase one is essentially your content strategy. The phase two is shooting. Now, if you're doing this yourself, I would recommend weekly. Now, if you work with an agency, so for example, when we work with our agency clients, we shoot it once a month, so one day of a month, because that's the most leverage. We're not able to go on site every single day of the week. And whereas if you're doing this yourself, you don't want to get overwhelmed. If you do it once a month and you don't have the guidance and you don't have someone there with you to do this, it might be more challenging. So what you could do is just shoot an hour or two a day of per week. So let's say it's Friday afternoon, Friday morning, block it out on your calendar, you shoot your content. But before you shoot, like I said, you have the script, you have to have a plan. And when you shoot it, now the stage 3 is editing. So you get all this content edited. Make sure you have an editor. If you don't have an editor, the last thing you want to do, sitting at your desk, for example, if you're financial advisor, mortgage broker, real estate agent, or a buyer's agent, your hourly rate might be worth hundreds, if not thousand, or people paying you 10 grand, 20 grand, and you're sitting there editing little videos like an $8 an hour job. You're just shooting yourself in the foot, because it's not the best use of your time, and a lot of the time you may not know exactly what is working. Now, if you like editing, if you like creative stuff, sure, you can do it, but I would suggest train or vet an editor. Basically clone yourself, right? So you, instead of you sitting down and editing, maybe you're already really good at editing viral reels or videos, train an editor, give them the template, give them the resources, so now they start editing the style that matches with your audience, your clients, and is getting you views. So what you want to optimize for the next step is the step 4, distribution. So posting on Instagram, posting on YouTube, making that consistent distribution happening. And you want to track for the views. What are the views you're getting? Is it 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 views per video? What are you getting? Where do people lose interest? So they watch the 3-second hook, and the engagements or the views, goes down, the drops. You want to track all those things on YouTube, on Instagram. How many people are clicking away after how many seconds? Where does the view actually come from? Does it come from the organic search? Does it come from recommended videos when it's on YouTube? What is the opt-in rate for YouTube? Let's say people watching your YouTube channel, and you get 300 impression, you get 10 people clicking, or 5, or whatever the number is. You want to find out what is the click-through rate when they see you on the dashboard of their YouTube. And anything 5% to 10% and above is actually good. Anything lower, you're going to find out what can you do to improve it. So maybe my thumbnail need to be better, maybe my YouTube title need to be better. I'm experimenting all this sort of stuff as well for growing my YouTube, but it's interesting to learn and also track all these things. Whereas in Instagram, it's a whole different game. So for Instagram, it's the first few seconds, because the video is already playing. You can still use thumbnail. It does actually help. You want to grab curiosity, whether it's YouTube thumbnail or Instagram thumbnail or Instagram first few seconds, YouTube. You want to grab curiosity, you want to hook people in to be curious and wanting to click on your video, wanting to watch your video till the end. So that's the psychology of getting more views. You want to optimize for getting more getting more engagement, getting more share, save, so that the algorithm will push out your content to more people. And always they're always changing. Like Instagram's changing, YouTube's changing, paid ad strategies are changing. So you have to keep yourself up to date with all these things and split test. The next side of thing is actually the most important thing in my opinion, if you ask me, is leads and sales. So how many people are opting in to your funnel, whether you taking them to a free lead magnet where people exchange their name, phone number, and email, or whether you directly take them to a low ticket recurring checkout. You want to track those metrics as well. Once they become a client, how long they stay, for people to directly DM you on Instagram or opt in on your booking your calendar. You want to track for that as well. Where do these people coming from? And yeah, tracking. It's all about tracking. It's all about testing, tracking where people are coming from, how many people are converting, what they're paying, how much is the package, what's the lifetime value, what's all this sort of stuff. So, and then you double down or triple down on things that actually work. So that's the whole idea of how you can go about your content marketing. Once you understand that actually there's value in this, there is money to be made, revenue to be generated, then you see the value and benefit. And I hear people say, I don't want to talk in front of a camera, I don't want to look funny or whatever. Once they see that this actually help you grow your business, grow, scale, increase trust, reduce your show up rate. Increase your show up rate, reduce the no show rate, increase the conversion, all this sort of stuff, it does make sense. And what I've actually done, I have created like a course or a community where you get to be part of, and I will be basically uploading on a consistent basis the tools, the template, the video training about how you can do this on your own with a little bit of a help and assistant. I'll link down below my WOP and you are more than welcome to join it. And if you need actually more one-on-one support, I'm happy to have a chat as well. Just DM me on Instagram and yeah, make sure you follow me for more videos, and I'll look forward to speaking with you on the next one.